In this video, I will be sharing 100 or more than 100 video ideas for art YouTubers that will blow up your channel. The first video ideas are do-it-yourself type of videos, especially when you're bringing value to the audience and saving them time or money. I'm thinking, for example, how to build an art storage paper facility or something like that, or how to make your own paint, stuff like that. I've seen channels, art YouTube channels that only have 1,000 subs, only have 2 videos, blow up with things like this. Art Conley Arts is a great example of this. 1,000 subs and 1 video, how to make paint, oil paint, got 177,000 views. Huge viral potential, and it's very inspiring to see small channels doing great with these things. Another video that you could be making is redesigning popular logos or popular fan art characters or anything in the marketing atmosphere that's very popular. Cal Lauren, her best performing videos are all in this type of format. Recently she made a video redesigning the Campbell Soup logo, and I immediately thought of Andy Warhol and wanted to click on it. And so with these type of tricks you can even connect and get the attention of big art collectors who are collecting Andy Warhol. Another great idea is ASMR videos, and art lends itself perfectly to this. People love the sound of cracking wood, of paper, of paint, of all of that stuff, and you can even make it a little bit educational, turning an otherwise very boring concept into a very entertaining video. If you look at what Baumgartner Restoration has done, they have done exactly that. Turning boring restoration into a very relaxing ASMR soundscape type of video. Another great example of this is John Beckley, who has a particular way of editing and filming his painting process that is very, very ASMR-like. Now, I cannot show this into thumbnails, but you have to check these videos out and you will see what I mean. Another insane ASMR video that you could be making is the how to make oil paint type of video, but then transformed into an ASMR experience, like Pierre Fleur, for example, that almost got 3 million views in just 3 weeks. I mean, these are viral videos. I've never created oil paint in my life, but just by these videos, I'm already thinking like, why don't I just create oil paint for the first time, you know? Next up are the speed paint videos. Now, these are great, but you have to combine them with some of the video ideas that I will cover later in this video, like Storytime video ideas or how to video concept, stuff like that, because on themselves, the speed paint videos on themselves don't really have a lot of viral potential. Another great idea is to paint or draw somebody else's beginner's drawings in a professional way. Ross Draws is a great example of this. He does this a lot. All of his best performing videos are basically this idea. Painting a fan's painting, painting my mom's painting, painting my granddad's painting, painting my dog's painting, just etc, etc. Now he does this in an animation style oriented towards children, but you can just do this in a fine art style oriented towards everyone. Next up are the list type of videos, which are all-time classics like Children Perkins here. 12 work from home jobs, 6 work from home jobs all over the place. And you can do this in an art type of way as well. Kirsty Patridge, if I pronounce her name correctly, does this a lot. 10 watercolor hacks, 12 drawing hacks, things like that. And you can do it in a slightly more original way as well. Chloe Rose Art transform this list type of video into artist tests out Instagram hacks. Artist tests out 10 Pinterest hacks. This is basically the same format, still a list of different things that people are very attracted to. And you can do this with everything. 10 best erasers for artists, 10 best art schools to go to, 10 best, you get it, you know. Now the power of these list ideas are that they save a lot of time for people, and people like that. People like to save time. And on top of that, it is so recognizable that people, by just reading the title of the video, already know that it's going to save them time. By the way, the video that you are watching now is also a list video. And in order to make this video, I researched hundreds of art channels. This took me 2 days, and you are getting all of that in 20 minutes. And so that is time saving. And the best part of it is you don't need special skills to make your list video. You don't need special skills to make 10 best watercolor art papers. You just need to be able to paint with watercolor. Another great video idea, my personal favorite, is to record your computer screen while you are liking my YouTube videos and then posting it on your YouTube channel. I mean, huge viral potential. I even vaguely remember a quote of Pablo Picasso. I don't remember it exactly though, so I'm gonna put it on the screen. But anyway, if he says it, It must be correct, Next up are the how-to videos. How-to, and then inserting something that's a benefit, something that people want, is probably the oldest clickbait title that exists. And the ideas here are endless. How to draw or paint the human body. All the parts of the human body, male and female. That's already more than 100 ideas right there. How to do shading, how to do colors, tutorials on different digital art programs or editing softwares, how to draw fan art characters, how to draw dogs, how to draw cats and why you should be drawing cats instead of dogs. You could do particular types of techniques that people want to know, how to paint with watercolor, how to paint with oil, stuff like that. If you have invented your own painting technique, style, method, you can even do a how-to video on that. I, for example, have invented a way to paint with lightning, as in lightning from the sky, where I paint with 30,000 volts of static electricity. And I mean, if at some point people would want to learn that, I could make a video about that, how to paint with blah, 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 blah. The powerful variation on the how-to format is how to insert a benefit without insert something that people don't want. And I've done a lot of these on my channel myself, and I've noticed that this format works way better than the traditional how-to format. For example, I made one video how to sell art on Instagram without having a lot of followers. And this video is getting 3,000 to 4,000 views a month and is still growing every single month. Next up is an all-time classic, namely Bob Ross. You could be making a video where you follow a Bob Ross tutorial and show the result. These videos blew up a lot of times. And the happiness of Bob Ross will keep on getting search traffic as long as people feel depressed, which is basically for eternity. Anya is a great example of this. Her 2 best performing videos are all following Bob Ross tutorial videos. And I'm not completely sure, but I think I'm like 98% sure that I remember 1 year ago when I first stumbled upon those following a Bob Ross tutorial type of videos, that I saw Anya only having like a couple of thousand subs and 1, 2, 3, 4 videos up, not sure. And now 1 year later, she has already more than 800,000 subscribers, predominantly from those 2 following a Bob Ross tutorial videos. And so that's very, very inspiring for small YouTubers, I think. Next up are covering trending art news type of topics, like for example, the Banksy stunt 2 years ago where he cut up his own piece during auction. Now, the key here is that you make sure that you make your video and upload it and publish it at max a couple of days after the event. If you do that 2 weeks after, 3 weeks after, you missed it. It's done. No viral potential anymore. Next up is drawing something in a very strange and crazy way. Drawing with Waffles, for example, has videos where she draws something with every blue she owns, with every red she owns, drawing something with every purple she owns. And those are her best performing videos. A variation on this is drawing on something crazy, like for example what Kiara is doing here, drawing on a wedding dress. Those are her 2 best performing videos, and she doesn't even have an art channel. Which means that if you have an art channel, you even have more viral potential with these type of ideas. Next up are easy doodle type of drawings that everyone can make. 10 easy flowers that everyone can make. 10 boats that anyone can make, whatever it is. And the problem with these types of videos is that fine artists oftentimes feel too good to make these type of videos. They feel like they're standing above that. And that's a problem, because the truth is that people want to learn how to draw those easy things from fine artists who can actually draw, instead of some Instagram girl who, with all due respect, can barely make art. And so these are huge marketing opportunities that are being lost because people don't have the humility to do those things. Next up are the cleaning videos. Basically all types of transformation videos do very well, but the cleaning videos in particular, strangely enough, do extremely well. People like to see something going from dirty and unorganized to clean and organized. And so you can clean your art studio, for example, and turn that into a video. And this is something that a lot of artists really need. Artists are not the most organized creatures in particular. And so this is something that I most definitely can use. Just a couple of weeks ago, someone bought an artwork on an online art gallery from me, and I was searching for the artwork. And I couldn't find it. It was an artwork that was sold for $1,000, a little under $1,000, 900 something or something, and they already paid for that. Now, at the same time, Very short story, very short story. At the same time, a lot of my art in my other studio, my second studio in Brussels, was stolen. I'm not gonna explain that story, but I thought, because I couldn't find it here, that it was part of that stolen art piece. And then a couple of weeks later, I found it back here. Not in my attic art studio, but downstairs. I mean, that's $1,000 that I lost there, you know? And so organizing is important. It's nice to know that videos about you organizing are doing extremely, extremely well. Next, we have the transformation videos, very similar to those cleaning videos. And a very smart thing here is to combine that with particular search traffic. Like, for example, what Kirsty Patridge Art does. Do's and don'ts, and then she does a how to paint with watercolor, how to draw, how to whatever in her title. So that's very smart. Another great idea is to compare different art supplies. This is great to combine with affiliate marketing, but you have to make sure that you are choosing popular art supplies that have search volume. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. Next up are tech videos. People simply want to search on the internet something about a new iPhone before they decide to buy the new iPhone. Now, as an artist, you don't necessarily have to make those types of review videos, but you could do, for example, I painted on the new iPhone right after the new iPhone is released, to hop on that trend and get that traffic coming to your videos. A great example of this is Minori. 2 of her best 5 performing videos are exactly like this. Next up are videos around color theory. Literally the 2 first channels that I clicked on that had a video about color theory, and then I went to their videos and their best performing videos. The color theory video was the best performing video of the 2 channels. And so great viral potential here. Next up are the Storytime videos. These videos perform extremely well, and if your video is not too long, people will want to watch until the end because they want to know the end of the story. Stories have been one of the best memorization tools, and for thousands of years were the best way to transmit life or death information. And so our brains are wired to listen to stories. And you can tell stories about everything. Your job, your boyfriend, your family, an amazing vacation, an amazing party that you've been through, not during the quarantine shizzles, your husband, your cat. And the amazing thing about all of these stories is that while telling them, you train yourself in storytelling, which is probably one of the reasons why you created the YouTube channel in the first place. To train yourself into telling better stories. And you can easily combine it with other things that I mentioned in the list. For example, the Speedpaint videos. Ideally to combine it with that. Combine it perhaps with some search volume, how-to stuff, and Speedpaint. All in one. I mean, ideas are endless. Next up are the fan art videos. Here's the thing. Fan art videos go crazy because all of these media companies, these giant companies like Disney, are investing millions of dollars in marketing on each character, I don't really know how it's pronounced, that they make. And so you can benefit from that, all of that search traffic, all of the traffic of all of those people searching for those characters just by making those videos. And the thing is, people might not like your drawing style because you suck, but they will still like the character. Now, you have to be careful with this because 99% of all fan art on the internet is actually illegal. And so you have to be very careful for that. I have another video on that if you want to watch it. No pressure. Next video is talking about famous artists. Famous artists like, for example, Damien Hirst have a search volume of 165,000 searches every single month. That's insane. And people want to listen to normal artists, what they have to say about those famous artists. Next up are the product review type of videos. We've talked about this to some extent in the tech video section. Here's the same thing for other types of products. Here's a great example of luxury fine art who compares Prismacolors to Faber-Castell colors. Now, our product reviews of famous brands are a very smart idea because those brands will keep on marketing their products for as long as those product exists. And so therefore you're guaranteed of constant traffic coming towards your videos. Now, if you want to step this up to the next level, you can combine this product review type of video with a how-to video, like for example in Casey's video. In this video, 10 Posca pen tips for beginners, Casey combines the best of both worlds. And in just a year, she already gets a couple of million views with this video. Next up are the Sketchbook flip-through tours. Now, the power of these types of videos is that every time the person shows a new sketch, the sketch creates curiosity towards the next sketch. And this is some kind of pattern interrupt naturally throughout the video, which means that people are going to keep on watching it until the end. Very high watch times. A good example of this is Lee Alexon. Basically, all of her best performing videos are exactly like this. And you could also combine this flip through sketchbook thing while explaining how to type of videos around how to make those sketches in those sketchbooks. You could also combine this with a how to fill your sketchbook type of video. These are doing extremely well as well. Gel Art is a great example of this. Her best performing video is exactly this, how to fill your sketchbook. And if you're really bad, as if you want to make some sketchbook flip through tour that is extremely cute, then go through your old childhood sketchbook or something. That could also be an idea. Just saying, you know. Another idea is to save this video so that you can go back to it later, 6 months from now, a year from now, and then find a new idea that you could do then. Another video that you could make is a video about a collection that you have, especially when that collection, or only when that collection is famous and trending at that moment. For example, Pokemon card collections or sneaker collections at this moment. I mean, these are all great ideas for the following reason. By making those videos, you will probably, if the video performs well, you will probably connect with some collector that might also collect art and accidentally also collects Pokemon cards or sneakers. Collectors oftentimes collect several things. And so now you are targeting art collectors that could potentially buy your art in the future by making a video like this. I personally don't collect sneakers. I do collect Pokemon cards. And so if you collect sneakers, make a video and take one for the team. Next up are the satisfying videos. I mean, these are so powerful for artists. Paint that is being squashed and molded in different things. People love that stuff. People love those colors. People love everything about it. And it's just something that artists can do so well. Next up are the lettering art type of videos. I've seen them perform very well in the ASMR section, in the satisfying section, or as standalone topics on themselves. A very good example of this is Amanda Rech Lee. As you can see, her best performing video is a calligraphy type of video. I didn't went to the Chinese calligraphy type of things, but I'm guessing that there's a lot of viral potential there as well. And you don't even have to be good at calligraphy to make these videos. You could, for example, do I tried calligraphy for the first time for 30 days, or calligraphy for 30 days. A very good example of these types of videos is Andrew Kirby, which I featured in another video as well. He basically, all of his best performing videos are like this. I tried Seneka's morning routine for 30 days. I tried waking up at 4 AM for 30 days. I tried etc, etc, etc. And so you could do that. Now, to be fair, these types of videos, I tried and then something that's famous or has search volume or whatever for 30 days will perform better if you have somewhat of an audience already, where a portion of your audience likes you as a topic even more than the topic you're talking about. Next up are the art business related videos. How to sell art on Instagram, on Facebook, on Snapchat, whatever. Best practice for artists on Patreon. How to grow your social media pages as an artist, etc, etc, etc. I have several of those on my channel, and as you can see, they are generating thousands of views every single month, regularly, continuously. Then we have the how to find your art style video. As you can see, Alicia Naish, her best performing video is how to find your art style. It already got 250,000 views on just 8 months. And so that is crazy if you consider that she only has 40,000 subscribers or something. I actually made this video, how to find your art style, myself, and it's performing okay. It's just posted a couple of weeks ago, I think 2 or something. And so we will have to give it a little bit more time to see if it's gonna blow up, because at this moment it's not really blowing up at all, actually. But yeah. Here's another cool example of what Casey did. Testing 30 art erases, her best performing video. I mean, these are very powerful because they are saving time for artists. Every artist has thought at some point like, hey, why don't I buy all erasers and then test out which one is the best? But none of them have done that. And so it's nice to make a video about it. Now, we've already talking about famous artists in your videos for the search traffic. What you could also do is how to paint like insert famous artists. The Museum of Modern Art has a channel where they do that. how to paint like Rothko, how to paint like Jackson Pollock, how to paint like Willem de Kooning. All those videos are performing extremely well. The next idea is sharing what you love most. I remember a quote that made a deep impact on me earlier in my life. The key to success is the following. If you give the world what you love most, you might be surprised what the world gives back. And the first time I heard this was at, I think I was 16 or something, and I kind of even cried, or at least became very emotional, because deep inside, I knew that I was not generous to do this. That I was not generous. I was too egocentric, like all 16-year-olds, to give away the thing that I love most without expecting anything in return. And those mindsets simply don't work on YouTube. And so share and give. Now for some, an idea out of this list may seem very attractive and something that you really want to do, but at that moment, it just seems too difficult. For those people, I would say the following: to just make the video. Because the truth is that it's not because things are too difficult that we don't have the guts to do them. It's because we don't have the guts to do them that things are too difficult. And so making that difficult video probably becomes much easier if you just start making it. If you need more video ideas for YouTube, I have another video, 50 video ideas for YouTubers. My name is Dries Ketels, and remember, art is the only necessity.